is a creature unlike anything you've ever seen before. But a word of warning. Never get him wet. Keep him out of bright light, especially sunlight. It'll kill him. But the most important thing, the thing you must never forget, no matter how much he cries, no matter how much he begs, never, never feed him after midnight.
Oh, Mom's gonna kill us.
Steven Spielberg will introduce you to Gremlins.
Well, this is Chinatown. Well, it's not really Chinatown. It's Burbank. It's Chinatown in Burbank. And this is the first scene in Gremlins.
And rolling, action! Okay, keep going, reverse, and keep going back. Don't forget to come right towards camera. Some people can cross right towards camera towards us here. Don't be afraid.
This is the scene that sets up the lead character. The picture is played by Hoyt Axton, who is a not particularly successful inventor.
More people right in front of here. Come right towards me.
It's in this very environment, this very seething, teeming mass of humanity, that he finds this strange animal.
Straight up towards camera now. That couple keep coming straight dead towards us, and then veer off.
I can't tell you too much of the plot, but here in Chinatown, I'm looking for something unique and special. A Christmas present for my son, as it were. I do find something special. And you're going to have to go see the movie for the rest of it, kids. Ice cream?
Gremlins is a sort of a gremlin and his boys story. It's a picture about something that probably could never happen in real life, but we kind of wish parts of this movie would happen to us, and other parts of this movie we hope will never happen to us. And it certainly is not a horror film. It's also not a spoof on a genre. It's one of the most original things I've come across in many years, which is why I bought it and gave it to Joe to make into a movie.
Hey, John? Uh-oh. White, you're too big. Get smaller.
I'll jog around for an hour.
Can you walk back a little bit, like under that lamp there? Take a step. It'll be well-timed so that you can avoid them. And I'll put him just far enough behind you so that he has to wait.
How far are you going to take it?
I think until you actually go down there. You know, until you
Okay,
actually...
so we'll carry it all the way down. I'll
Do the whole
that
thing.
one.
Do the whole thing.
You got it.
Don't forget to do
I want you to be happy, Joe. Okay, there's no reason I'm doing the picture. I don't want the money. I don't care about the thing.
You don't want the money? Oh, great.
Don't worry.
Because it just so happens. Okay, I'm ready. Who's ready? Raise your hand. I suppose I first heard of Gremlins in it's a Bob Clampett cartoon with Bugs Bunny, in which he's in an airplane, and there's some gremlins, and they're trying to tear the airplane apart.
Hey, get a load of this, folks. It says here, a constant menace to pilots are the gremlins who wreck planes with their...
Well, our gremlins are somewhat different. They're sort of green, and they have big mouths, and they smile a lot, and they do incredibly rude and nasty things to people, and enjoy it all the while. They're a lot like kids. We like to think of them as lovable but horrible. They start out real lovable, and they get a little more horrible. If I tell you the ending, then you'll act like you know it, and it won't be as good.
Okay.
Now, it'll only take a picture will be out in a year.
A year?
Oh, about a year.
Bring it out on Christmas?
No, I can't bring it out at Christmas. It's set at Christmas. If you bring it out at Christmas, then it's a Christmas movie.
What's wrong with the Christmas movie?
Well, because it's a Christmas movie, and then 2 weeks after Christmas, it's Christmas. That's old. It's better for summer, because in summer everybody's hot and sweltering, and they'd love to go see a picture that happens on Christmas. You're not buying that, huh?
You're the director.
Marker.
Action.
I thought you said this place wasn't very far.
It's not far. It's right over here. Come on.
Better do it again.
Cut, right away.
What do I know? I'm seeing it on TV. How could I tell?
Well, in this scene, the last gremlin who's been pursuing me, or I've been pursuing it and been tangling with it through the whole movie, has finally been trapped in a large department store, and I've had to follow it, and it's been doing various things like throwing saw blades at me and throwing large boxes and a pitching machine and shooting me in the arm with an arrow and coming at me with a chainsaw and all sorts of exciting stuff.
This picture is by far the most ambitious thing I've ever worked on, in that the characters we've had to create for this picture are active through the entire picture and do an awful lot of stuff. Here in Gremlins, it's every other shot is a gremlin doing something.
The film is everything. I mean, it is funny, extremely funny at times. It's really scary. I mean, scary to the point of sometimes in the middle of a scene, I'll get so carried away, I'll be just completely freaked out by the end of the scene. First couple of times I worked with the Gremlins, I was so frightened by them because I tried to stay away from them as much as possible.
It's kind of like E.T. with teeth.
What I like in movies especially is things that you are movies that do things that you can't do in real life and show you things that you can't see just by walking out in the street. And there have been a lot of great movies that show you real life as it is lived and should be lived. But my favorite kind of movies are the ones that show you things that you really can't see anywhere but in the movies. And this picture, believe me, you'll never see any of this stuff except in the movies.
Gremlins, what a fairy tale. Little man, oh brother.
It should be fun to work with the Gremlins again.
It was like, a reunion.
Welcome to the set of Gremlins 2. Director Joe Dante has brought original Gremlin stars Zach Galligan and Phoebe Cates to New York City and put them to work in a massive, high-tech skyscraper, along with a real estate tycoon and his management team, a mad scientist, a monster movie host, and a few familiar faces. When filming began, the mood on the set was quite optimistic.
It's great to be working in New York right now.
What could be better than shooting in New York?
I'm just surprised about the good attitude everyone has, including the Gremlins.
A lot of Gremlins are feeling fine. They're very happy. They haven't worked in 5 years.
So I think they're pretty excited to be working again.
And that excitement was shared by all.
We're just 100% upbeat right now.
But right now did not last long. Took a sudden turn as we moved indoors to cover Christopher Lee's big scene with original Gremlin star Gizmo.
Sorry. Gizmo doesn't want you guys on the set.
Abruptly kicked off the set, we soon discovered that ours was not an isolated incident.
Can't believe it. Kicked off the set by the Gremlins. You guys still here?
The early optimism was gone. Gremlins 2 was now a different set.
Can I tell you something? Can I talk about this? It's turned into a disaster, a nightmare.
The picture's fallen into the hands of the Gremlins.
I think they know that can't make the movie without them, and they're getting very independent.
And they're just not very cooperative. I mean, in all the time that we've spent between the two pictures, they've developed their own ideas of the way things should be.
Did this include giving Gizmo the authority to kick people off the set?
He was just putting on his prima donna act, and he just didn't want anybody on a set. So what am I going to do? He's the star. I mean...
they think they're stars, and they can't be controlled.
At times, they're extremely demanding. At times, you get Gizmo saying, well, I'm I'm tired. I've had enough for the day, and that's it. No more research, no more work, no more filming.
Our next visit found evidence of this. Production had come to a standstill because Gizmo and friends had called for taxis and were off joyriding around the city.
They don't want to work. They're never on time. In a way, they're the worst of what actors are.
Every time an actor has a take in this movie, you do it like 3 or 4 times. If it's a Gremlins scene, you shoot it 20 times, 25 times.
I mean, it's just these little heads started getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
They said, Zach, the title of this movie is Gremlins. Get it? Gremlins.
They've just completely... I mean, I no longer have a trailer.
Despite these problems, production continued.
Hey, the Gremlins want you video guys out of here, now.
Without us. Able to observe only from afar, we decided to go to the source of the problem, who we located as he was upgrading his accommodations. But we found Gizmo hard to believe as paranoia engulfed the set.
Maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. Has anybody else talked about this?
I've had strange notes in my dressing room saying, do not do this interview.
They really think... Oh, I don't know if I can really talk about this. I get a phone call the other night, and this weird voice is on the line.
And that's a kind of psychological thing that I never thought that they could be capable of.
And Joe can't really do anything about it. He seems, well, frazzled, quite frankly.
It's the old saw, or saying, give him an inch and he'll take a mile.
Here's your coffee, sir.
I don't know. I can't wait till this picture's over.
You know, we've been in the production now for several months, and I would say that the Gremlins are really starting to wear people down.
With morale at an all-time low, how much worse could things get?
We got Gremlins taking over the building, and I don't have time to play around, all right? They're taking over the whole joint. I don't know what to do. Yeah, we're in a little frenzy now.
Frenzy was an understatement.
No, I can't talk anymore. Sorry.
Inside, we found the building in total ruins. With the actors distraught and now the sets destroyed, it seemed likely that the film would never make it to the big screen. But not everyone had given up.
Somebody's got to put their foot down and be boss, and I told them, I said, look, this is my picture. You're the actors, I'm the director, and when it comes right down to it, you don't get to come into the editing room, I edit it myself. Coming soon to a theater near you. Maybe.
Steven Spielberg, creator of the lovable E.T., has done it again. For the first time on home video, the mischievous and bizarre comedy Gremlins. Bring one home, but never get them wet, and never feed them after midnight. If you do, you're in for it. Gremlins, they'll be expecting you. And while you're there, look out for summer craziness in Fandango, another great movie from Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainments. Gremlins, the video cassette of the year, and Fandango, from your local video outlet.